Hello, I'm Nikki. Welcome to Off Grid Style. Let's get started.
We live in a world where uncertainties lurk around every corner, and being prepared for when the proverbial SHTF happens is not just a hobby, but a necessity. Whether it's a natural disaster, societal collapse, or an unforeseen emergency, recognizing warning signs can mean the difference between survival and not surviving. So we're going to look into the critical indicators that signal trouble when SHTF and some real life examples to show how important these signs are. Disrupted communication channels. One of the first signs of trouble during an emergency is a breakdown in communication channels. When phones, internet, and traditional means of communication fail, it's a red flag that something significant has occurred. As an example, during Katrina, the loss of communication lines exacerbated the chaos and hindered rescue efforts, leaving many stranded and without help for days. Supply chain disruptions. Another warning sign is disruptions in the supply chain. When grocery stores run out of essential items, when fuel becomes scarce and distribution networks falter, it's a clear indication that the situation is escalating. The recent pandemic highlighted how quickly supply chains can unravel, leading to panic buying and shortages of critical supplies like toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Unusual behavior in wildlife. Nature often provides subtle cues that something is amiss. Unusual behavior in wildlife, like birds migrating earlier than usual or animals seeking higher ground, can signal impending natural disasters like earthquakes or tsunamis. In 2004, before the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami, eyewitnesses reported seeing elephants running for higher ground, a behavior that saved many lives in areas where people paid attention to the warning signs. Social unrest and civil unrest. Heightened tensions in society, marked by protests, civil unrest, or political instability, are warning signs of potential upheaval. The Arab Spring uprisings in the early 2010s underscored how quickly social discontent can escalate into widespread protests and revolutions, destabilizing entire regions and impacting millions of lives. Deteriorating and vulnerable infrastructure. Crumbling and vulnerable infrastructure, such as power outages, cyber attacks, and water contamination, is a harbinger of trouble. The Flint water crisis in Michigan serves as a stark reminder of how neglecting infrastructure maintenance can lead to catastrophic consequences for public health and safety. And of course, we hear of cyber attacks so often now that it has become just another part of the news. Economic instability and financial crises. Economic indicators such as rising unemployment, inflation, and market volatility often precede financial crises and economic downturns. The 2008 global financial crisis, triggered by the collapse of the housing market and banking sector, sent shockwaves across the world, leading to widespread job losses, foreclosures, and economic hardship. Escalating crime rates. A surge in crime rates, including theft, looting, and violence, is a clear sign of deteriorating social order and safety. In the aftermath of Katrina, instances of looting and lawlessness plagued affected areas, posing additional challenges for both survivors and emergency responders. Environmental warnings. Environmental cues like changes in weather patterns, extreme temperatures, and natural phenomena like wildfires and droughts can signal environmental crises. The ongoing changes in our weather underscores the importance of paying attention to these warning signs and taking proactive measures to mitigate whatever may be happening with Earth's cycles. But how about closer to home? Community health alerts. Stay informed about local health advisories and disease outbreaks. An uptick in reported cases of infectious diseases or public health warnings from local authorities could indicate the onset of a larger health crisis, requiring people to take necessary precautions and preventative measures. Increased police activity. Monitor local reports of increased police activity, crime rates, or community disturbances. A surge in criminal incidents or law enforcement operations may signify underlying social tensions or security threats that could escalate if left unaddressed. Infrastructure failures. Be aware of any signs of deteriorating or vulnerable infrastructure in your area, like road closures, water main breaks, or power outages. These issues can signal vulnerabilities in critical systems and prompt the need for proactive maintenance and infrastructure upgrades to prevent larger disruptions. Environmental hazards. Stay vigilant for signs of environmental hazards or pollution in your vicinity, like chemical spills, air quality alerts, or contaminated water sources. Rapid industrialization or improper waste disposal practices can pose significant health and environmental risks to local communities if it's not addressed promptly. Social media trends and local cybersecurity threats. Monitor social media platforms and local news sources for reports of cybersecurity threats or data breaches affecting businesses, government agencies, or community organizations. An increase in cyber attacks targeting local institutions could signal vulnerabilities in digital infrastructure and prompt the need for enhanced cybersecurity measures to protect sensitive information and critical systems. Resource scarcity or price increases. Keep an eye on fluctuations in the availability and cost of essential resources like food, water, fuel, and medical supplies in your area. Supply chain disruptions, natural disasters, or economic pressures can contribute to shortages and price increases, necessitating prudent resource management and preparedness planning at the individual and community levels. By remaining vigilant and responsive to these closer-to-home warning signs, you can better anticipate and mitigate potential risks. You can enhance community resilience and safeguard your well-being in times of uncertainty and crisis.
Well, I hope you liked the video. Please share your thoughts with me. You know I always want to hear from you, and I will always try to answer back. This video has been chosen specifically for you based on your viewer history. YouTube says this is the one that you would most be interested in watching, so if you do me a favor, go ahead and click on it and watch it. Thanks very much.